So today I'll be talking about supply chain. So in today's world, it's very important that everything gets done as fast as possible and as efficient as possible in order to get the most out of everyday life. Supply chain definitely helps speed up the process of gathering information and allows for the best outcomes to situations. It definitely affects efficiency and effectiveness of organizations, and it affects how suppliers get their products to customers. It simplifies processes, and it definitely impacts suppliers. So as you can see in the image, the suppliers are at the warehouse and then they get everything to the factories and then to the warehouse and the customers. So what is supply chain? According to Inbound Logistics, new supply chain it can help power up existing operations, streamline inventory, and increase revenue if implemented correctly. So essentially, it helps to get everything faster done, more efficiently, increase productivity, all that. As you can see, it helps keep track of inventory and make sure that you're getting the most out of what you have and you're liquidizing your assets as fast as possible. So supply chain technology. Supply chain technology is very important because it helps to speed up processes throughout organizations. It creates a competitive advantage. For instance, any business or organization that has the latest, most up-to-date technology is definitely going to have an advantage because they have access to all these different information sources and resources that are not accessible for companies that are still working with technology that is severely out of date and not as up to date as it should be, which is a problem for a lot of companies trying to compete in the global market today. And then supply chain technology also helps to achieve goals faster. With the use of all this technology, it speeds up how it speeds up the productivity. It allows for people to get tasks done faster, and it gets the product from the supplier to the consumer as fast as possible, and the information to the average person quicker than ever if you have up-to-date information or technology. So then how can supply chain technology impact us? It impacts us because it benefits suppliers, it betters production, or it leads to better production and better results. So essentially, suppliers are able to get their jobs done faster, so they're able to get what they need to get to the customer or the average person as soon as possible. Supply chain technology definitely helps to leads to better production because people are able to get stuff done a lot more efficiently and effectively than ever before, which leads to better results. Essentially, more revenue, more just getting the most out of what you have, the most out of your assets, stuff like that. So then a few examples of supply chain technology include tracking and shipping, which is essentially digitally being able to manage and track where the product is in the line of delivery. So if you order a package from Amazon, nowadays you're able to go on your phone and you're able to find where your package is. You can see whether it's being processed, in transit, delivered. Another thing is if you order pizza from Domino's, for example, they have this thing where you can track and see what stage your pizza is being made. You can see who's making it, when it's in the oven, when it's out of the oven, when it's in the box ready to go, when it's on the way, when it's there. And it's really changed how we're able to see the stuff that we buy and the stuff that we purchase, and we're able to see how it gets to where we want it to be and how it goes through all that. Another example is radio frequency identification. This is essentially putting chips on inventory to see where its location is at all times. And this helps because you're able to track all the inventory you have and ensure that none of it is going to waste and it's all being used efficiently. And then another thing is social media. This allows businesses to interact with customers more often and gauge their reactions and feelings for products and how they feel about the shipping efficiency, the goods they've received, and all that. And lastly, the use of big data. Big data leads to more information being provided. It leads to more ways to predict what's going to happen, analyze what's going on, and see what you can do better. So then there's supply chain management. This is very important because it's essential to suppliers. Having a strong supply chain management it helps to affect suppliers, manufacturers, and retailers, and then it helps to strategize as well. It helps to be able to see what processes during in the organization to get what they want to get done are going right. It helps to analyze what steps need to be taken in order to complete tasks, and it really helps to think logistically and think how you can better the processes and the ways you're handling business. So then there's a few areas affected by supply chain. These include suppliers, manufacturers, retailers, and customers. All of these are affected by how everything gets done. So if a supplier is lacking, then it's going to affect how they manufacture the product, which means the customer is not going to be able to get it from the retailer. There's just a million different ways that all these things impact one another. And that's why it's so important that everything's in sync and able to coexist with one another. So what is some example of good supply chain management? Good supply chain management helps to increase productivity. It helps to generate more revenue, and it creates more opportunities. So as you can see in the image, it can lead to improved work performance, improved business management, improved time management, and improved team effectiveness. All of these are essential to leading a good organization. So how does supply chain management impact manufacturing? It impacts manufacturing by reducing manufacturing costs, leads to less complexity. It predicts when inventory is needed, as well as it helps to plan production. And there's two parts of the supply chain management. These include production involving many steps, and supply chain is being taken a lot more serious than it's ever been. It used to be people would just kind of shrug it off and not really think about it. But now organizations know that supply chain management is very important to how day-to-day operations go and how the organization is going to function. So then there's logistics. Logistics involve product distribution, and it works for customer needs. So it's basically all the different ways to get the product to the customer. And then supply chain resilience. There's 4 parts: reactive supply chain management, supply chain integration, collaboration, adaptation, and flexibility. Those are the 4 parts. So in summary, supply chain is definitely essential to efficiency. It helps to speed up production, and it leads to greater results. And here's my work site.